Transformative education happens not just in classrooms, laboratories, and libraries.
Throughout the university's history, our gymnasiums and playing fields have been the sites of wins and losses, but also of lifelong friendships formed and lifetime lessons learned.
If I could send a message to the donors, I'd thank them for everything, because I do everything that I do on this court because of them. I'm able to use these facilities to the best of my ability, and I'm able to do well in sports and academics because of them.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to our Invitational Hall, campus Elmhurst University first night's NCAA women's volleyball contest. Tonight's match features the visiting Lawrence University Vikings, facing off against your Elmhurst University Blue Jays. Let's servers first score of the visiting Vikings. Number 1, Sydney Bennett. Number 4, Audrey Ryan. Number 5, Allie Corrin. Number 9, Lena Kaiser. Number 12, Amanda Lobovic. Number 13, Margaret Hankins. Number 16, Shania Flint. Number 77, Aria Wessel. And the first of the is Jeff Van Mann. And now, the starting lineup for your Elmhurst University Blue Jays. Senior number 3, Gia Paul-Texan. Senior number 9, Naya Lewis-Starkis. Freshman number 13, Paige Bellingham. Sophomore number 16, Moretti Temple. Senior number 22, Alexis Casey. Junior number 23, Blair Johnson. Freshman number 25, Maggie Brooks. Olivia Flores is moving to Sarah Butler. Anastasia Alvareza, like I put on the scale of Lacey Kaiser. And the head coach of the Blue Jays in the sports season is Kayla Andrew.
Welcome back to R.A. Vaginal Hall in Elmhurst, Illinois, as the Blue Jays close out their doubleheader, and this as well the nightcap of the Elmhurst University Invitational on this Saturday night, as the Lawrence Vikings from Appleton, Wisconsin come into town to try to finish their job, and that is remain undefeated in this Invitational, while Elmhurst seeking their first win through some devastating losses so far. Welcome into this broadcast, everybody, alongside producer Bill Law. My name is Luke Jordan, taking you through the action today, as the Lawrence Vikings will be on the right side of your screen to start set number 1, and Elmhurst on the left. Yes, they are both wearing white jerseys. My producer Bill and I talked about it. We think they could have switched up the colors, but that's why we don't make the decisions. So the Blue Jays will be in white on the left, Lawrence in white on the right. The libero for Lawrence will be in navy. That is Aria Wessel, number 77. And there is Alexis Casey coming in, the senior, wearing 22 in baby blue. As mentioned, Lawrence on a tear so far in this Invitational. A sweeping of Olivet and Manchester. The one door left to knock on are the Blue Jays, the hosts. And Gianna Potasic is ready to send things away on this Saturday night. Glad you're with us here on CCIW Network. And quickly an overpass falls through. Blue Jays unprepared for it. See how they score that. In the stat sheet, for now we go to Britta Josephson, who comes into the game. Immediate sub for the Vikings for the purpose of the serve. Johnson had this one redirected, kept alive, and then a block up front by Belfield. That first point was ruled a kill by Amanda Vilkovic. Not exactly how she expected it, but we're back at square one. One apiece, and Alexis Casey on the serve. Vilkovic gets the first touch. Near side, there's Hankey. Margaret Hankey with one heck of a game just recently, as in a few hours ago. 17 kills in that last game victory in a sweep for Lawrence. But Elmhurst gets the point there. Solid serve from Casey. There goes Hankey again. She's going to get utilized plenty. Her career high in kills is 35, so she can achieve quite an amount. But so far, it is Elmhurst on the tear. After an error, well, not a scored error, but what felt like an error on the first point, they've come back and scored 3 consecutive. Casey gets to serve once again. They'll go far pin this side, tapped over by Geyser. Belfield the other way. Vikings struggling, but find the other side of the floor. Johnson, late reaction, does bump it over. Now Hankey winds one up, and Casey got it up, but after it bounced on the floor. You're gonna see it here. A good catch there by the officials. You blink as that ball is near to hit the ground, you would think she kept it up. Temple has to move over beyond the line. Finds Johnson, well too strong. And we are tied. Lawrence seeking their first ever win against Elmhurst in program history. We saw this earlier. Olivet was 0-5 against Elmhurst all time, and they won in 4 sets this morning. Belfield earns the kill there. And now Lawrence, who also met with the Blue Jays in 1988 for the first time, just like Olivet, have a chance to win their first ever one against the Jays, and if anything, you could argue they're favored. Johnson will come out, and Peyton Maroney into the game. Homegrown sophomore Margaret Hankey will serve. Vikings and their university from Appleton. Just about 3 hours north of here, south of Green Bay. It's Belfield once again who will now serve. 2 kills already on 4 attempts for the freshman. Miscommunication, and that will land on their side. (6-4) Elmhurst. Another miscue on the Vikings end. Have to wonder how much fatigue will play a part in this matchup. Jays with plenty of rest time in between games. They played the 10 a.m. Lawrence just played. That one falls through the fingertips of Maroney. And Lawrence earns one back. 3-0 scoring run vanquished. And now Lawrence trying to start one of their own. Clardy gets up high. Now the Vikings on the attack. Gonna swing too hard for Hazel Cook. LeClaire in now to serve. Maggie Cross comes out for the time being. Sneaky try by Geyser. Instead now Clardy. That's a great block up front. Shania Tinch. Or sorry, Shania Tinch, pardon me. And they'll give half the block to Hazel Cook as well. 16 and 10 combining for it up front. Dilkovic with the service error. Ball back in the hands of the Blue Jays. Jays dropped to 4 and 10 with the earlier defeat. It's very interesting though, a lot of their wins, actually pardon me, all of their wins this season have been sweeps. And a lot of their losses have been in 4 or 5 sets. As Clardy can't get it to go there. Now Hankey almost dropped it right center court where nobody was. Instead now Johnson brings it down. He can swing it with some power, well exampled there. Fantastic serve, just skims over. Tinch, out. It's now 11-7 Elmhurst. Lawrence 13 and 4 now with 2 victories so far in this invitational. Well, you can tell the wear and tear is starting to show a little bit in this opening set. Hankey, Casey with the keep. There goes Belfield. Blocked and they'll have to reset. Mustaukis calls for it this time. Kept alive by Vilkovic on the Viking end. Hankey backpedaling gets it over. Now Johnson! Smoked! Timeout called by Lawrence. Emma Kane, head coach of Lawrence, uses her first of 2. It's a fairly small roster as it is for Lawrence. You look down the line. Only 15 here. But on the bright side for Lawrence, you do get out early with that 3-set victory that just happened an hour ago. So really, it's like set 4 here. But the longer you can make this Lawrence team work, whether that's just points in the set, trying to win one 26-24 or so on, and just consistently making them work for it, it will show eventually. And to be frank, it already has a little bit. Elmhurst, arguably the underdog, out in front 12-7, now 12-8. Has not been the prettiest of weekends for serving for Elmhurst. They have struggled with the errors. Nonetheless, though, they have come away with plenty of aces as well. 16 yesterday night. And with that service error, both teams are now at 2. Here's Casey. She's usually pretty reliable. Shows it there. That's a nice swing from Audrey Wire. Vilkovich comes out. Hazel Cook back in. And Ali Corrente, the first year out of Nina. With a serve to the back row, now Belfield unwinds one beyond the back line. Nearly knocked out the iPad with the tripod back there. That would have been trouble. Lawrence putting a film camera back there to help create a different perspective in their film. You got this angle and you got that angle as well. Vikings within a pair. Trying to go undefeated this weekend. Johnson gets up towards the net. Did she touch it? Did not matter. It was out as it was. Diving move by Potasic. It eventually finds the hands of Johnson. Overpassed. Second try for Johnson. That is it. Not only powerful, but accurate. On the far pin, Wire. Now Belfield, that one trickles over. It's punched to the back line. And now Hankey out of nowhere has it blocked. It is still worked over the net. Elmhurst with the move, and they spike it too far out. Once again, Lawrence on the right, Elmhurst on the left. And Cross can't connect. Tough spot to receive it. See right there, it's just about at her neck while she's trying to swing and has to adjust, can't do it in time. Really, her only option there was to try to underhand it, and it came too late. Belfield. There's that underhand try, and Lawrence earns the point. Hazel Cook. So now Cameron Andrew uses his first timeout. It's 15-14 Lawrence all of a sudden. Elmhurst has been in control up until the late goings. They were up 12-7. Since then, they have fallen off the rails. 8-2 run since then as the Vikes have propelled ahead. After this, both teams have off until Wednesday. Nice 3-day rest period. Elmhurst will take on Wesleyan, Illinois Wesleyan to be exact, down in Bloomington. You can catch that game on CCIW Network. Titans usually pretty good at just about any sport. For Lawrence, they will take on UW Stout. That is their last game before they begin NWC play. So back to it here, set number 1, 15-14 Lawrence. And nobody there. Vikings jump ahead now by 2. Ruled an ace, feels like more of an error for Elmhurst. That time, they let it fall through. And now it's an error on the Vikings' behalf. 5th service error of this first set in total. Belfield lofts it over. Cook unwinds, kept up Belfield. Eventually to Clardy. Snuck it through the hands as that drops right down in front of the net. Back to a tie. Hard swing. The Marjorie wire, but Elmhurst gets the point. Hits the netting and just goes flat out. Typically don't see that type of redirection from the net itself. You more see it like that, until as it slows it down, its trajectory. Speaking of the example I was just about to give. Service ace for Paige Belfield. 4 in a row for Elmhurst. Overpass, nearly 5 in a row. Great work by Wessel to just get it over. And now they have to face Ashley Clardy. Good luck. 5 consecutive. From the back, it's Hankey. And Margaret Hankey with the snipe of her own. That is from way beyond the net. Arya Wessel on the serve, 50-50. Temple turns and gets it through. Hankey off the net. Casey and Cross come out. And before LeClaire can even serve, Vikings will use their final timeout. Pardon me, I made a slight mistake earlier. Emma Kane is the associate head coach. The head coach is Jeff Van Lannen. Apologies on that. I'd blame it on the fact that it's my second game of the day, but really it's my 5th set, so it shouldn't count it, right? You'll give me one error? All right. It's a tight line draw, jeez. One error. I feel like I've already slurred a couple of words. Bill Law, our producer to the right of me, moving the camera, cutting the replays. My name, Luke Jordan. See, I probably should have said, my name is Luke Jordan, but I simplified. Like, is that an error? Besides the point. Hazel Cook unwinds, it's blocked and set right back. That is one of those heavy, heavy blocks. And nobody to support for the Vikes. 4-point lead now. Deflected over. Geyser with the initial hitting attempt. And instead now Clark gets a deflection of her own as that rolls by every Viking in sight. Blue Jays just 3 away. Lawrence has not lost a set yet in this Elmhurst University Invitational. Sweeps against Olivet and Manchester. Clardy smokes it. It's a playable ball, but just out of reach for Hankey, who tried to dive at the end. Jays 2 away. LeClaire with a clean serve. Hit hard, but too hard. Shania Tinch on the attempt. And now LeClaire with a chance to put a cap on this first set. It's Cook. Nice dig by Maroney. Comes to Clardy, far pin. Was it tipped? No, it was not. No, wait, they just pointed the other way. Hold on, confusion here. They're saying it did deflect. The officials might have some confusion here. Far side officials saying that did not deflect. Near side saying it did. And they will give it to the Blue Jays. I'll tell you what, if it was 24-23, I'm sure that might have been a much longer conversation from the Vikings staff. And there's the replay. Tough to tell, especially being on that far pin. It felt like it was deflected, but then they initially pointed Lawrence's way. Either way, Blue Jays win set number 1. We'll go to break here on CCIW Network with the Blue Jays out in front.
PUMA-STEM stands for the Promotion of Underrepresented Minorities in Academic STEM. It's an alliance of 7 liberal arts colleges in the Chicago area and the College of DuPage. It really helps build the foundation of skills needed. As a scientist, we work on networking, we work on presentation, we work on interacting with the community. We provide skills with how to do basic research, what kind of basic research is available. And in the process of helping these students get STEM degrees, we're not just helping them achieve their educational goals, we're also helping advance the scientific fields that they study.
I worked on testing lithium-ion batteries with the focus on electric vehicles. Being a physics major, someone like me didn't really know what you can do with a major. I didn't know that you can go out and work on something like batteries and do research there and be able to see how they work and how you can improve them.
I'm working on research for C. diff within a long-term care facility. I didn't know how math was applicable in the real world. We see it in a healthcare setting, and math is extremely important in order to help save lives.
My research specifically was studying the ecology of the common snapper turtles. I thought it was it'd be a good opportunity to kind of get out there and do some research, which is kind of what I wanted to do. And I also thought it'd just be cool.
It's not overwhelming. You have other people to guide you and help you along the way, as well as you can get a glimpse of what school later on or work that you may want to do later on.
This research paved the way for me to consider grad school.
Through PUMA-STEM, I'm able to travel and show other people my research. Maybe they can then take my research and expand on it as well.
The coolest thing about PUMA-STEM to me is seeing that it's not just old white guys doing research. It's women, people of color. It's cool to see we're here too.
Welcome back to the action here at RA Faginal Hall. Bill, our producer, play-by-play broadcaster Luke Jordan with you here. Fun first set, 25-17 Blue Jays, and that's the way to start the second. Too hot to handle for Britta Josephson. Jays trying to win their first of the weekend and give Lawrence their first loss. Hankey with a hard hit. And Cross and Temple with a miscue there. Belfield, nice save by Vilkovic. We gotta watch out for Johnson, ends up off the netting, beaming back out. And Lawrence does not think that's what just happened. They're saying it hit Lawrence. I really don't think it hit Lawrence. Now, granted, I am way up here in the perch. We'll get another look at it. It's a higher at the net than I thought it was. It might have. That's why they're wearing blue. 2-1 Blue Jays. And how about that for a rebuttal? Audrey Wire. One heck of a hit, and we're even at 2. Sub from each side. Hazel Cook's in for Lawrence. Peyton Maroney's in for Elmhurst. Just lightly tapped over by Belfield. It nearly paid off. Now Temple unwinds one out. It was a good try. Casey kind of cut into Maroney there. It will be an ace for Corrente. Her first of the match. And Lawrence with their second ace of the match in total so far. But then they commit an error. And just like that, it's kind of considered a wash. Up front, Corrente, near pin, out. Wire was looking up at the near side. Official looking to see if it was potentially tipped. Not the first time we've had that issue. Ace for Belfield, 5-4. Corrente sets up Hankey, and that beams actually Guardi. How do you even receive that? You see there, it's right about at the neck of Clardy, who was ready to bump. Overpass by Casey, and they pay. Everybody there on Elmhurst shifts up as you see the replay and opens up plenty of space in the back to capitalize for Lawrence, who now has a 6-5 lead. Clardy gets up front. Nice block, but then a nice dig by Casey to keep things going. Corrente, cross court, tap down in the corner. That's some nice work by Elena Geiser, the first year. A ton of first years on this roster. And Hankey, who is not one of them, a sophomore herself, with the service error. Ten of the 15 rostered for Lawrence, first years. That's pretty incredible. Off the pin, Elmhurst gets the point. Seven all now with the freshman from Wisconsin, LeClaire, on a hot serve. But then it was sent right back by Lawrence. Back and forth we go in the early goings of set number 2. Both coaches still with 2 timeouts. Clardy. Never made its way over. Some Blue Jays were calling out. They did play it though. Clardy earns the point. Temple with it now. Corrente finds Cook just to have it blocked back, but out. Lawrence in front 10-8. Last meeting between these two teams, 2015. Vilkovic on a smooth serve. Blue Jays have some trouble with it before Clardy brings it down. Patasic in the game. She'll take care of the service. If you want a fun fact of the day, we mentioned it earlier, Elmhurst 5-0 against Lawrence all time as this one falls out. It's service error. You want to know the sets in those 5 matches? 15-0 Elmhurst. Lawrence has actually never won a set against Elmhurst in program history. Mind you, they have been playing each other since 1988. Now, granted, 5 times, but 5 is more than 4, and so on. Pretty crazy, but Lawrence is in the lead now by 3 and trying to close in on what could be that first set victory against Elmhurst ever. Johnson, absolutely torched. Heck of an effort from Wessel, but nothing much she could do there. And Johnson connects, she is trouble. Hankey forced to move to center. Does make the play, but now they have to defend Belfield. Takes blocks up front. Have blocks to Belfield and cross there. Now Hankey. That one got the fingertips of Johnson and fell out. Therefore Vikings take a 13-11 lead. Lawrence has had some pretty impressive wins on the season. They've beaten number 20 U Chicago back on September 6th. Then 6 days later they beat an honorable mention of a national ranking Wheaton College as that one. Well done by Maggie Cross. Not your typical block. Hankey plays it soft this time. Now Johnson. Johnson out, Vilkovic out. One from each side. Johnson near pin. Earns one back. As number 13 gives Elmhurst their 13th point. Nice serve, forcing the Vikings to desperately move. And a striking attempt by Cook ends up out on this near side. And we are tied. Sixth tie of the second set. We've had 11 total today. And nothing much to do there for Elena Geiser. It's the 5th ace of the night for Elmhurst. Now in front. Belfield, hard serve to the back row. Cook gets the kill. Struts off humbly. Overpassed out of play. As Lawrence regains control. Two aces already for Hankey after that one. 5 earlier. So that's 7 in the last few hours. Just like that, we're back to even. Big game for Clardy today. It's now 8 kills. Hit percentage of .429. How's that for an answer? Audrey Wire, the first year. 6'2", and she can jump. Joey Siegel into the game. Freshman out of California. Gets that one to trickle off the top of the netting. Still handled, and Clardy absolutely smokes it to the back row. Maroney out, Johnson in. As well as now Wire in, Siegel out after serving. Tough serve to corral for Wessel, but she does it. And Cook places it right dead center. Moustakis with the kill of her own. Second of the night for her. Neither coach has used a timeout yet. It goes to show you how tight this game, the second set, has been. 18 all. Will be tough. They will just have to force it over. And here comes the Elmhurst attack. Temple, far pin, Johnson, out. Lawrence gets one here. You might have to look at your first time out if you're Cameron Andrew. There it is. And Coach Andrew will walk towards the official, calls the timeout. There you go. 20-18, Lawrence leads. A match hitting percentage of 122 for Lawrence on the night, but so far in this second set, they're 316. They have really upped their game. You would think they'd get more tired throughout this one. Doesn't seem to be the case. Now, granted, Elmhurst has played the first game as well, but at least you get time for a nap. Overall team stats have just about been even throughout the goings of this match so far. Individually, Ashley Clardy leads the way with kills with 9. Blocks belong to Hazel Cook. She's been all around solid so far with 3 blocks, 5 kills. There's the double whistle to bring us back into play. The Vikings on the cusp of winning their first set against Elmhurst in program history. Up to this point, Elmhurst has won the first 16. With 5 sweeps prior to this and having won the first set just a dozen of minutes ago. Close call there, and Elmhurst lets it fall out. Yeah, just beyond that back line. Big mistake out of the timeout for Lawrence. Serve now in the hands of veteran senior Alexis Casey. Hankey on a give-and-go-like play. Belfield. Now Hankey with the surprise set. Giving time as Johnson puts it on the near. Blair Johnson, the junior, will now go to serve. Hankey calling for it. Watch out. Too strong. Timeout called. 1 left to each side now, after Jeff Van Lannen uses his second season with the Vikings. For him, an issue Elmhurst had earlier was closing out sets. Had some key chances to win sets against Olivet. They were up 23-21 in not only the first but the second set. And they proceeded to lose those opening 2 before they came back, won set 3, but set 4 is where their fate was decided. So Johnson with the serve out of the timeout. Hankey could not get it over. No, it was tipped off a Blue Jay, so they'll try again. But Lawrence comes away with it as it is. The block ends up just out. Parente on a hard serve, and Casey cannot corral it. Andrew uses his last timeout. Was a pretty quick moving second set. And then all of a sudden, 3 timeouts over the last 6 points, with still 1 to use if needed if you're Van Lanen and the Vikings. Elmhurst football played today at 1 p.m. against Illinois Wesleyan. They did lose that game to a very dominant Titans team, 42-6. They are 1-1 though. They beat Rockford University last week. And they'll go to Chicago next week to take on North Park. A whole lot of athletics on the docket today for Elmhurst. You look at their social media page, they just got just about every program involved on Saturday, September 20th. Back to it, 23-21 Lawrence. Belfield got it over. Now she's got to try to block late on it. Casey recovers. Temple for Belfield. Another shot, 50-50. Tapped up high, Temple gets it over. Play is spread out. Cook is blocked. Belfield with the block, now serves. Clardy's back into the game. Leads this Elmhurst squadron in kills so far tonight with 9. And Van Lanen, after quite a delay, will use his final timeout. That's now 4 timeouts over the last 7 points. It's like driving on the highway. Sometimes you're just cruising, 80 miles an hour maybe. And all of a sudden, traffic jam. Yeah. Oh yeah, or through city streets. And green light, green light, green light, red light, red light. Doesn't kill the suspense. Vikings just 2 points away from evening us up at 1 apiece. Vikings back on the floor. Some last words of motivation for Cameron Andrew. There goes that whistle. Family weekend here for Elmhurst and their volleyball program, trying to win another set in front of their fans and eventually come away with their first win of the weekend. Belfield on the serve. The Blue Jays are down 1. Watch out, here comes Hankey. Nice set at the back row for Belfield. Clardy, too hard. Lawrence with set point in their hands. Margaret Hankey, who had 5 aces last game earlier today, fires away. Belfield bumps it in front. Clardy, accurate this time, somehow kept up by Hankey. Eventually finds Geyser, And now Elmhurst on the attack, falls out, and Lawrence wins set number 2. 25-22 after losing 17-25 in the opening set. We are even here on CCIW Network, as we will see you back in just about 3 minutes.
PUMA-STEM stands for the Promotion of Underrepresented Minorities in Academic STEM. It's an alliance of 7 liberal arts colleges in the Chicago area and the College of DuPage. It really helps build the foundation of skills needed. As a scientist, we work on networking, we work on presentation, we work on interacting with the community. We provide skills with how to do basic research, what kind of basic research is available. And in the process of helping these students get STEM degrees, we're not just helping them achieve their educational goals, we're also helping advance the scientific fields that they study.
I worked on testing lithium-ion batteries with the focus on electric vehicles. Being a physics major, someone like me didn't really know what you can do with that major. I didn't know that you can go out and work on something like batteries and do research there and be able to see how they work and how you can improve them.
I'm working on research for C. diff within a long-term care facility. I didn't know how math was applicable in the real world. We see it in a healthcare setting, and math is extremely important in order to help save lives.
My research specifically was studying the ecology of the common snapper turtles. I thought it was it'd be a good opportunity to kind of get out there and do some research, which is kind of what I wanted to do. And I also thought it'd just be cool.
It's not overwhelming. You have other people to guide you and help you along the way, as well as you can get a glimpse of what school later on or work that you may want to do later on.
This research paved the way for me to consider grad school.
Through PUMA-STEM, I'm able to travel and show other people my research. Maybe they can then take my research and expand on it as well.
The coolest thing about PUMA-STEM to me is seeing that it's not just old white guys doing research. It's women, people of color. It's cool to see we're here too.
Best of 5 becomes a best of 3 now, with Elmhurst victorious in set number 1. Lawrence swipes set number 2, 25-22. As we welcome you back here on CCIW Network. Bill Law, our producer. My name's Luke Jordan. Fun match so far, as most of these matches have been this weekend, especially on Elmhurst's end. 5-set thriller that went to a win by 2 yesterday against Aurora, and a 4-set defeat against Olivet today that did not lack any tension as well. Every set down to the wire, really throughout this entire invitational for the host Blue Jays. You thought maybe it'd be a little bit more stress-free hosting at home? Think not. So, set number 3, and it's number 3, Gianna Potasic to send things away. Tinch, too strong. Caught by the audience and sent back to Potasic, with the Blue Jays achieving the opening point. Give and go, Hankey, got it down. Nearly got deflected, but ended up in the back corner as it was. Serve from Wessel. Overpass. And then one touched over by Wires. Should I say one-handed? Just very softly to the far pin. Casey pushes it back. Potasic with a nice pass. Now here come the Vikes. Soft touch by Hankey, would not go. Now Johnson with power has it denied. That is 6'2" Audrey Wire with the block. Tallest player on the Vikings making some impact. Wessel puts it out. Casey with a nice serve. How about another? Back-to-back aces for Alexis Casey. With none up to this point, she now propels the Blue Jays out in front. How about a third? No. Hankey from the near pin, deflected and could not be kept alive by leaping Temple. Back to a tie. Another risky overpass. That time it was Potasic who sent it over on accident, and it came right back to her. Potasic gets down to the floor to make that play. It eventually finds Belfield. Cross, thought she brought it down. Now Hankey, back row. There goes Belfield, blocked. Now the Vikings set up the attack, and it's Cook. That was a nice point by Lawrence. Couple of blocks to make Elmhurst reset, and they eventually got what they needed. There's another example. (7-4) Lawrence. Potasic up high towards the net. Belfield off the pass. Brings the Jays within 2. Cook off the net. Did not get a clean hand on it. Johnson up front, Temple. Cross Belfield, did that get tipped? We've got some swaying arms up front. They do give it to Elmhurst. Not sure if you're going to see here on the replay. You do. That near side official kind of brings up his right arm and says, no, it's actually the left side. Wasn't sure on who to give it to at first. And then Belfield with an ace. Or sorry, that's Johnson. Scratch that. Untouched on the serve. Blair Johnson with the serve yet again. Watch out. Hot hand there from Wire, who lined that one down. 8-8. And now Hankey with 2 aces tonight. To the opposite side, overpassed. Casey keeps it alive. Maroney up at the top. Once again, Andre Wire has been a presence at the front of the net for Lawrence. Temple to Belfield. Once again, hands have been up for the Vikings at the net. And look what it turns into. Be good defensively. Look what your offense does. Elmhurst does find a hole in the blockers this time. It's Maggie Cross. First kill of the night for Cross. Nice keep there by Maroney. Here comes Clardy. Blocked again. Block number 6 for Lawrence in tonight's matchup. A lot of their blocking attempts haven't been true blocks in the score sheet, but they've been forcing Elmhurst to make errors. Cook, right there. 12-9. Some words from Van Lannen to his front row before it's eventually sent off by Josephson. Clardy's going to line this one up at the net. Tipped off the fingertips of Cook, brought back to Hankey. They've got one more touch. They'll use it on the near pin, but a tough angle for Geyser. From the far pin, Cook, nice keep by LeClaire, and now Belfield lines it up. It's stopped by Hankey, worked over the net by Corrente. Now Elmhurst, Mustaukis just out. Still some claps from the Elmhurst bench. It was a good sequence. Lawrence does come away with the point though, leading by 3, 13-10 in set number 3. Another overpass. It is not sent down immediately. Tinch now does get it over. But now Clardy off the net. Did not get a clean hit on that ball. And no timeout used yet for Cameron Andrew. There goes Vilkovic. And that's an ace. Will they call time here? Yes, they will. I don't know if me and Cameron Andrew are just on the same wavelength, or it's just a really easy sport to predict when timeouts are going to be called. Producer Bill saying you can feel it for sure. It is not only a muggy day outside, it's a muggy day in here. From my 3 experiences in this hall, it's always been a little bit hotter. I think last Wednesday was rough. Oh. Hey, Matthew down there, I do not see the fans running in here, so we might gotta make a move on that. I feel like after a little bit, if you've adjusted to it though, it's not terrible. It's, yeah, not a dry heat. So out of the timeout, Elmhurst still has one more if they need it. Mike's with both of their 2 still. Vilkovic on a hard serve. Miscommunication. That was Leah Russell who was moving over. Kansas native. Russell with a good bump there, but Temple right at the net. Had it denied, came back down for Casey, who was put in a tough position. Seven-point lead for Lawrence, and a 5-0 scoring run. Russell, well dug by Wessel. Now Temple up front. Nice work by Russell to scoop it over. But then a surprise set pays off. Creative from Parente. Hankey, after that play, gives her an aggressive shove. A good one. And good news for Lawrence as they get to be in the huddle once again without wasting a timeout. Elmhurst is now down 2-0 left in that column. 6-0 scoring run for the Vikings. I don't think we have seen, or actually I do know, we have not seen a team score 6 in a row up until this point. Not a lot of differences in the team statistics right now, as it has been in this game. Pretty even. Hit percentage, though, both significantly low. Lawrence 169, Elmhurst 065. And also Elmhurst in a position where they usually struggle when it comes to the service errors. They only have 3 all match, and you will take that. Whereas Lawrence has 7. Elmhurst has struggled with the hitting attempts in this third set. 3 kills on 17 total attempts. 7 errors. 2, whereas Lawrence has 10 kills, only 3 errors. Regardless, back to the play, 18-10 Lawrence. Belfield steps into this one and gets the point. It's 1 at a time if you're Elmhurst. That's step 1. And they get another one here. Freddie Temple, Bishop Gorman High School graduate, on the serve there. She'll set up Johnson, put it on a platter, but still it was denied. Another block for Lawrence. Seventh block of the match. Temple's got to rotate over, finds Johnson. Back corner, well played. Nothing much to do there for Vilkovic. That was headed to a deadly spot. Russell comes out. after a small sample of a pretty impressive showing. And now Potasic. Milkovic skies it high. Hankey near side. Nice keep by Potasic, headed towards the net. Put on a platter for Belfield. Kept alive. Hankey now fires. Nice work by Temple. They'll have to bump it over, but they're grateful they're even alive right now. Tilts. Denied. Way back and off the net on the attempt from Geyser. A gritty point to earn for the Blue Jays. Temple with a truly sensational dig to keep that rally going. And eventually it's an attacking error on the Lawrence end. How about this time? Hankey, another one of an error. After a 3-0 run from Elmhurst, now it's Van Lannen that will make the adjustments on his timeout. Good odds here for Lawrence, but it's never over till it's over. Vikings 5-point lead, 6 points away. Elmhurst will need to continue their run. Temple for Moustakis, blocked and out. Moustakis with kill number 3. Also has 2 of the 5 blocks. And there is Hankey with a rebuttal. Belfield beyond the bench. It's going to end up an ace for Wessel. Wessel with her first ace of the night. Temple to Johnson, sneaks it over. Wessel with a nice dig. And we're still going. Nonetheless, Johnson wins it on the kill. Solid catch by Coach Van Lannen. Casey serves to the opposite side. Nice work by Belfield. Now Johnson taps it down. Belfield calling for the towel right now. One of those wet spots on the floor. Oh, numerous of them, huh? 2 covered up there by the freshman. Out in front, tough to handle. That was smoked by Wire. Temple got a hand on it, but a hand was not enough. With that, Lawrence just 3 away from taking set number 3. Potasic with an overpass. They will take their time here, and there it goes. Wire kept alive by Casey. Temple moves in, bumps it over, and Belfield on what seemed like a clear killing attempt. Eventually overpass back to Cross, who gets it down. Overpasses from both sides on that singular point. It's a trait that Elmhurst especially has struggled with in this match. Solid serve by Johnson. There goes Hankey. Out. They are crawling closer. It's just a 3-point game now. Trailed by as much as 6. At the timeout, they were down 5. And how about another timeout? No more timeouts will be called in this third set after this one. Because nobody has it. 25-17 Elmhurst in the first set. 25-22 Lawrence in the second set. 22-19 as we speak. Lawrence trying to win back-to-back. You know, Bill, you're cutting the replays, moving the camera, working all the tech stuff. You don't seem busy enough over there. I think you should, during these media timeouts, you should take the... yeah, start juggling. Maybe you should take the, like a mop and start taking care of those wet spots. If you're a little late, I can probably headman it. There you go. Elmhurst with the serve down 3. Going anxiously quiet. Jay's trying to complete a comeback. But watch out, there's Wire, blocked by Cross. Hankey from a sharp angle. Is it on the line? No, just out. Real close. Johnson to the back row. 2-point game. Nice save by Johnson. Now Belfield backpedaling, gets it on the other side. And just set over by Wessel. Temple with the surprise. And it comes back over. Now Belfield, expected but could not be handled. Blue Jays just controlling that point, consistently on the attack. And they're 1 away from tying things up. It's a 4-0 scoring run. Make it 5! Ace for Johnson. We are tied, no timeouts left. 22 all. Here comes the attack from Hankey. Well timed by Johnson, over to Belfield. Down for a point. Can you believe this run? Ball sneaks onto the right side of the court. Now we're good to go. It's Johnson with her team up 23-22. Wessel gets over to that ball. It has to be forced over by Geyser. Now here it comes. Belfield kept alive by Wessel. Now from the near pin, Hankey softly touched out of bounds. It's 24-22. Set point in a crucial set number 3 here. (24-22). Hankey on a give and go. Back row, Casey. Belfield to win it, kept alive by Wessel. Set over to the back, Casey out in front of the net. We're not done. It's got to be a Blue Jay point here or else we go to win by 2. A 6-0 run. Finally over for Elmhurst. And it's Hankey on the serve. Potasic gets down. This will be a tough play. Johnson just has to sky it over the net. And here come the Vikings. Cook gets it. We're going to win by 2. Hazel Cook could not find a better time for her 3rd kill of the night. 24 all. Gotta win by 2 at this point, and Wire steps into one. Nearly overpass and set over by Temple, who will set it back to Casey. High in the air for Belfield, and that's blocked. Johnson from a distance, blocked again. It's a wall up front for the Vikings. They get fingertips on that one, but it falls through to Wessel. Now Hankey steps into one. Unbelievable dig by Johnson. Kept alive by Casey near the scores table. And back over onto the Vikings side. Surprise set, and that's what does it. Oh my. That was a fun point. And Casey, who tries to get down and pancake it at the end, just mere centimeters short. Lawrence with set point in their hands now. Got to score if you are Elmhurst. And it's Belfield blocked, set back over, bumped back over by Cross. From the far pin, Cook trying to surprise Belfield. She was ready. Belfield to the back row. Denied. Now a chance for Geyser to win it. It's off the hands of Cross and out. Lawrence takes a 2-1 lead going into set number 4. And that is killer for Elmhurst, but still plenty of hope looming inside Faginal Hall as we will take a 3-minute break here on CCIW Network. Do not leave where you're going. Just trust me.
PUMA STEM stands for the Promotion of Underrepresented Minorities in Academic STEM. It's an alliance of 7 liberal arts colleges in the Chicago area and the College of DuPage. It really helps build the foundation of skills needed. As a scientist, we work on networking, we work on presentation, we work on interacting with the community. We provide skills with how to do basic research, what kind of basic research is available. And in the process of helping these students get STEM degrees, we're not just helping them achieve their educational goals, we're also helping advance the scientific fields that they study.
I worked on testing lithium-ion batteries with the focus on electric vehicles. Being a physics major, someone like me didn't really know what you can do with that major. I didn't know that you can go out and work on something like batteries and do research there and be able to see how they work and how you can improve them.
I'm working on research for C. diff within a long-term care facility. I didn't know how math was applicable in the real world. We see it in a healthcare setting, and math is extremely important in order to help save lives.
My research specifically was studying the ecology of the common snapper turtles. I thought it was it'd be a good opportunity to kind of get out there and do some research, which is kind of what I wanted to do. And I also thought it'd just be cool.
It's not overwhelming. You have other people to guide you and help you along the way, as well as you can get a glimpse of what school later on or work that you may want to do later on.
This research paved the way for me to consider grad school.
Through PUMA STEM, I'm able to travel and show other people my research. Maybe they can then take my research and expand on it as well.
The coolest thing about PUMA STEM to me is seeing that it's not just old white guys doing research. It's women, people of color. It's cool to see we're here too.
Blue Jays on the ropes here entering set number 4 after losing set number 3, 26-24 to Lawrence University, the Vikings. Welcome back to this broadcast. My name is C there. Thanks to our producer, Bill Law, is Luke Jordan. And the Lawrence Vikings trying to improve their record of 14-4 with a win of this set. Elmhurst, meanwhile, just trying to take things to a 5th. Elmhurst overall in the season has not won a match that has gone to 4 or 5 sets. All of their victories have been in sweeping fashion. They are currently 4-10, but if you look at their sets won versus sets lost, I don't know if that's a stat you can truly find without calculating it yourself. It's got to be pretty close to even. Losing a lot of their matches 3-2, 3-1, but winning theirs 3-0. Johnson, well done.
Alexis Casey and the third Blue Jays.
Well, down front, surprise set from Corrente. Johnson. Oh, boy, she caught Wessel sliding. And a miscommunication as Belfield let it fall. Casey, a tad late. Cross winds into one. Oh my, what a dig. Wessel with an unbelievable effort. And it's blocked. Not done though, set over the net by Potasic. But now there goes Cook. Casey, across, Johnson. Point to Lawrence, never hit anything on the way out. Major credit to Arya Wessel. First year out of Milwaukee. A sensational save to keep things going. And eventually Lawrence came away with the point. Belfield, too strong. Casey has to lunge over. Cross with some long reach. And guys are forced to just guide over. There goes Johnson again with the firepower. Claire Johnson with kill number 13. Her and Hankey are tied for the most in this match. See, Bill? That's what I'm talking about. Gotta clean that up. We'll make Potasic do it. Hankey, oh my goodness. That might be the hardest hit ball we've seen tonight. With that, she now takes the outright lead and kills between each team tonight with 14. Herself, by the way. Belfield. Ranging over to it is Corrente, bringing it back for Hankey. Well done by LeClaire to keep things going. Potasic bumped it over. And now there goes Belfield. Getting it to the back row where Hankey was located. Looks like it was double hit. And now a chance to tie here for Elmhurst. In the early goings of set number 4, 4-3 lead for Lawrence. 2-1 lead overall in sets. Over to Geyser. Clardy off the net, and they blow it dead. And the serve now is Britta Josephson. The junior fires it too hard. Some awkward confusion here. And now there's the sub. Grace Breeze into the game for Elmhurst. She will not get a chance to serve yet, as Cameron Andrew calls a timeout. Grace Breeze, who just got subbed in, has only appeared in 2 matches this season. Judson University transfer. Utilized as a defensive specialist. There's Breeze with the ball. She will serve here for Elmhurst. The Jays down by 1. Cook had it batted back down to the far pin now. It ends up Lawrence with the point. Elena Geiser with the kill. That's her 3rd of the night. Nobody in double digits when it comes to kills still in this match, except for Johnson and Hankey. The 2 studs, 1 from each side. Clardy, nice dig. Over to the far pin. Casey keeps it alive. Tracking over to it was Temple, and Clardy softly has it found by Geiser. Now sent to the ground by Hankey. 15th kill. She just had 17 against Manchester. So what, over the last 3.5, 4 hours, Margaret Hankey has 32 kills. It's pretty good. Clardy brings it down that time. And now LeClaire will come out and Johnson will come in to enforce the attack. Over to Geiser, absolutely stuffed. See right after that, Johnson points, it's on the line, and that it was. Checking over to it, Corrente got it across Hankey, could not connect. Cross, Geiser gets it down. And the tie broken. 3 in a row from Elmhurst, no longer existing. Temple puts it on a platter from Mostaukis just to have it denied. How about Johnson? Skied on the dig attempt from Geyser. Now Clardy. Another one for her. She's up to 11 kills now. Subbed out for Potasic. Tend to not see Clardy take any serves. Tinch. Casey. For Johnson. Might have been out. We'll keep going. Belfield drops it down. After that kill from Belfield, it is Elmhurst out in front 9-8. Trying to fourth or fifth set here on this Saturday night. Over to Hankey. Blue Jays block it, but bring it down with them. Solid attempt from Johnson and Mostaukis combined, but tough to handle the power of Margaret Hankey. Belfield batted back down. How about a second try? 50-50 ball won by Belfield. Mostaukis out, cross in. Cross has been big on the defensive front, credited for 3 blocks. Casey for Belfield. Boys, Paige Belfield getting a hot hand. Up to 11 kills after that. 3 Blue Jays in double digits when it comes to that statistic now. Belfield also has 12 digs. Been utilized everywhere. Hankey. Now Johnson. Wessel up high. Hankey calls for it. Is forced to knock it over. And Johnson got it to go. Jays starting to run away. 12-9. Hankey overpass. Well done by Wire to keep things alive. Touch to the back row, handled by Pasasic, and now there's Johnson down for the point. Make that 4 straight. Timeout called by Lawrence. Winner go home set for Elmhurst. Well, they are home. They are finding a way to stay alive. This Elmhurst team throughout the season has really started to piece themselves together. Had a rough first 2 invitationals, starting their season 0-6. And from then, they've been just about level. Forgive me, they have been level in their last 8 games, 4-4. And as I mentioned, a lot of their losses coming in the late goings. 4 sets, 5 sets, 3 5-set losses in the last 10 days. Still plenty of business to be done, but gotta like where you are in this 4th set if you're the Jays. They've started to go on a tear. 4 in a row, 6 of the last 7. 9 of the last 11. Make that 9 of the last 12. Lawrence out of the timeout, immediately erasing the scoring run. Belfield. Overpass. Wessel not happy about it. You can vocally hear the no, no. Overpasses have been trouble for both sides. Over to Hankey. Steps into one. LeClaire puts it towards the scores table. Great effort to keep it alive. Casey, was that inside the pin? Yes, it was. And then it's blocked! It's about as clean of a block as it gets for Paige Belfield. 4th block of the night for number 13. Geyser, LeClaire for a running Temple, bumped over by Cross, and then smoked to the floor. I'm no professional, but I think they gave a little bit too much time there for Audrey Wyatt. Josephson, the junior. Clardy. As Clardy gets it, 16-12. This is a Lawrence team that will be returning all but one next year. Graduating number 18, Michaela Seymour, who we haven't seen any of yet. That whole starting lineup will be back, plus more. Mostaukis with the kill. Jays hungry for a 5th. Breeze will serve for the 2nd time this weekend. Across there goes Geyser. Belfield towards the bench. LeClaire nearly goes crashing into Cameron Andrew. As Breeze now comes out, Casey in. Each side still with one timeout, something to keep an eye on. Temple for Clardy. Stepped into, but struck too hard. Jokovic on the serve, sent right back. Hankey, while sliding backwards, tried to dive down for it. Instead, now the Blue Jays with an 18-14 lead. Temple, too strong. Just the 4th service error all night from Elmhurst. They've been great on that. And that's why they're hanging in with a 14-14. That has been dominant this weekend. Temple, while running, finds Clardy, and she just did not get the palm she wanted on that ball. It's very rare you see something from that, especially from Clardy. And it brings Lawrence within 2. Temple for Mostaukis, forked over. Now Hankey softly tapped. Johnson had the location, just could not arch it over. It's right at the top of the net, comes down. The right idea though. That near side was looking wide open. .3-0 run for Lawrence. Cameron Andrew called his final timeout. Both teams make their way back out to the court. Lawrence with the serve, trails by just one. Elena Geyser. Freshman will fire it away. Accidentally put over by Temple. And we are tied at 18. Service error on the Vikings end. That's their 9th service error of the night. Elmhurst with only 4. Senior Gianna Potasic gets an ace. 10th of the night for the team. And it's the first for Potasic. (20-18). Here she goes again. Out beyond the back line. Johnson kept alive by Wessel. There goes Hankey, blocked! Not an easy block to pull off, and it comes at a big time. Johnson looked like she got all of it. That is power against power right there. And then Hankey with a rough touch. Blue Jays lead by 3. Is the timeout going to be used here? Yes, it will. Van Lannen has seen enough to call a timeout. 22-19. First meeting between these two teams in 10 years, and it has not disappointed. Elmhurst trying to break out of a 3-game losing streak. Meanwhile, Lawrence trying to make it 3 games in a row. They dropped 2 straight entering this Invitational, lost to nationally ranked honorable mention Calvin and Aurora. They faced off with Aurora before coming here. Aurora played Elmhurst Friday night 1-5 here at the Invitational. So So here we go. 22-19, set number 4. Elmhurst needs 3 here to bring us to a tie-breaking 5th set.
Go, Lexi!
Casey, the libero, with the serve. Tough spot to handle. Wire got it over, and Casey just could not reach it back to the front. (22-20). Well served. But here comes Belfield, blocked right down. Read like a book by Audrey Wire. She saw the soft touch coming and just immediately angles it to the floor. One point away from a tie ball game once again. Cross, gets it down. Now it's Johnson on the serve. There goes that give and go. Hankey softly. It's kept alive. Somehow pancaked by Belfield. And now retreating are the Vikings. Cook. Casey leaps, keeps it in the air. Comes to Belfield near pin. Kept alive by Wessel. There goes Wire. Casey. Now to the far pin. Johnson. Wessel leaps, makes a play. This is insane. And Hankey puts it out. Van Wessel is in disbelief. He thought it hit something on the way, or perhaps it was in. You can see from here, though, that ball just ranges over the line. It might be tough from his angle over there, but I don't know, looked out to me. Producer Bill agreeing with me. That makes me feel a whole lot better. And just like that, we're one away from what could be another 5th set game for Elmhurst. Hankey is not finished. Tough play for Belfield, works it back to center, and Potasic bumps it over. Wire gets it down. Lawrence needs 2 in a row. It's simple as that. Otherwise, this set is over. And we continue on. Hankey with a strong serve, nearly going out, and Casey is forced to work it over. Now Wire. Temple for Belfield, blocked! It's Hazel Cook on the play. Van Wessel voicing some advice before his team sends it away, a point away from sending us to another win by 2. It's a service error, and that's what does it. Set number 5, here we come. Captains will come in for a coin flip. While that happens, we'll relay all the info to you after this break on CCIW Network.
PUMA-STEM stands for the Promotion of Underrepresented Minorities in Academic STEM. It's an alliance of 7 liberal arts colleges in the Chicago area and the College of DuPage. It really helps build the foundation of skills needed as a scientist. We work on networking, we work on presentation, we work on interacting with the community. We provide skills with how to do basic research, what kind of basic research is available. And in the process of helping these students get STEM degrees, we're not just helping them achieve their educational goals, we're also helping advance the scientific fields that they study.
I worked on testing lithium-ion batteries with the focus on electric vehicles. Being a physics major, someone like me didn't really know what you can do with that major. I didn't know that you can go out and work on something like batteries and do research there and be able to see how they work and how you can improve them.
I'm working on research for C. diff within a long-term care facility. I didn't know how math was applicable in the real world. We see it in a healthcare setting, and math is extremely important in order to help save lives.
My research specifically was studying the ecology of the common snapper turtles. I thought it was it'd be a good opportunity to kind of get out there and do some research, which is kind of what I wanted to do. And I also thought it'd just be cool.
It's not overwhelming. You have other people to guide you and help you along the way, as well as you can get a glimpse of what school later on or work that you may want to do later on.
This research paved the way for me to consider grad school.
Through Puma STEM, I'm able to travel and show other people my research. Maybe they can then take my research and expand on it as well.
The coolest thing about Puma STEM to me is seeing that it's not just old white guys doing research. It's women, people of color. It's cool to see we're here too.
Elmhurst in another fifth set match for the second time this weekend. Their other one, a loss this morning at 10 a.m. to Olivet. That was in 4. It has been nothing but intense action all weekend for the Blue Jays, who will be on the right side of your screen to start here in the fifth set. It's Lawrence also in white on the left. Now granted, once a team reaches 8 here in the fifth set, they swap sides. So make sure you keep an eye on that. Gianna Potasic ready to get us going on set number 5. Last time in the fifth set for Elmhurst, a 16-14 defeat to Aurora. That was just last night. And here they are again. They cannot win the opening point. Off the net numerous times. And that will bring in Ali Corrente as the first server, the 5'9" setter. One of 10 freshmen on this team. There's 15 rostered. Bright future for the Vikings. Temple skies it up for Johnson, and she gets it down. Plenty of anxious family members down in front of me here on Elmhurst University Family Weekend. Hankey kept alive by Casey, but Potasic running over. Casey calls for it, bumps it to the other side. There goes Wire. That will be a tough one to recover. Potasic gets it back towards the front row. And then it's bumped over, first touch by Cook. A scrappy set here, and Belfield has it off the pin, point to Lawrence. Don't think you'll see many more points develop like that all year. Very interesting one. Plenty of one-touches. Hankey with a nice serve. Brought right up towards the front. Cross with the long reach, able to get it over. Then it's spiked down by Wire just to have it dug by Casey. Out in front. Tapped down by Belfield. Belfield with kill number 12 of the night. Her and Clardy with a dozen. Johnson, number 23, with 16 kills. That one gets by the left hand of Casey. Lawrence back in front. Back and forth we go to start. Britta Josephson. Take the serve from the left side of your screen. Temple, cross court for Belfield, blocked. Swatted down by a combination of Tinch and Cook. Presumably one more point here, and Cameron Andrew likely to use his first timeout. Both teams still with 2, nonetheless a condensed 5th set. Temple. Casey creating some time here for Lawrence. Cook sends it into outer space. Tough play to make. Did not get that ball where she wanted. Has to nearly go cross-body with it. Belfield on the serve. There goes Hankey out towards the Elmhurst bench. Tied at 4. That is too strong. Hankey ducked and let it fly by. 5-4 Lawrence. Jays took sets 1 and 4. Lawrence the in-betweens. Vilkovic. LeClaire puts it towards the front row. Absolutely smoked by Cross, but kept alive. And then Geyser splits the back row. Perfectly executed. Right in between a diving Paige Belfield and Alexis Casey. Casey for Clardy. Kept alive Vilkovic in the back corner. LeClaire up front. Now Clardy on a cross-court pass. They'll get a second shot. Back at the front. Temple just sets it over. Tinch deflected towards the back, kept alive by Belfield, and now Clardy steps into one and gets it over. Breeze back in. Breeze gets the serve to the back row, and then Tinch. Mostaukis trickling. Tinch softly put a pancake attempt from Breeze. Well done, but nobody there to help on the second touch. Vikings by a pair. 1 point away from switching sides here. Both sides would still both their timeouts. LeClaire and Clardy can't get there. Seemed like Belfield might have been communicating that ball could have gone out. LeClaire just a little frustrated, but will move to the other side with the rest of her Blue Jays. Down 3. Lawrence trying to go undefeated here in the Elmhurst University Invitational. Sweeps against Olivet in Manchester. And now the cherry on top could be a thrilling 5-set victory against the host. Elmhurst 0-2 in the Invitational, trying to pull away 1 before really getting into the thick of CCIW play starting Wednesday against the Illinois Wesleyan Titans. If you were to ask me what the difference makers would be throughout this game, just on the team comparison when it comes to stats, blocks have been so important for Lawrence. Tall presences, up front. 11 blocks throughout this match. You can throw the rest of the stats out of the window for the second half of this 5th set. Truly down the home stretch here as Lawrence will serve. Waiting the ball is Elena Geyser. Geyser with an ace tonight. 5 kills. Fires away. Temple with a nice set. Clardy steps into one. How is that kept alive by Wessel? A second try. Moustakis too strong. Elmhurst 0-3 in the 5th set this season. And just like that, it's now 10-5 on an ace. Second of the night for Elena Geyser. Had a great game all around. We're not done. Temple, LeClaire and Casey both calling for it. That could have been havoc. Casey's got it that time. Temple spikes it to the near side. Hankey. Now Clardy just has to arch it over. Far side officials making sure that went inside the pin, which it did, but it does not matter. Lawrence wins the point, leads by 5 with 4 points remaining in their way to victory. Wessel on the serve this time. Over to Johnson, denied at the front by Hankey. Hankey with her 3rd block. Cameron Andrew calls his final timeout. Vikings doubling the Blue Jays right now, 12-6 in set number 5. Lawrence seeking their first win against Elmhurst in program history. They're 0-5 against them up to this point. First meeting in 10 years and 5 meetings dating back 37 years. On that recent block, that's now 12 total tonight for Lawrence. Well over 2 a set on average. It's exactly what you're looking for with some tall hitters up front if you're Jeff Van Lanen. And this only the beginning, as we mentioned, for the Vikings. Of course, you got this season. That's what you care about right now, but Van Lanen can keep this roster around, they are going to wreak havoc for the next 3 years. 10 of 15 on this team, freshmen. They're only graduating 1 player. And they're returning their starters. For now, they focus on this game, trying to finish it out and move to 14-4 on the year. Clardy, right off the timeout. That is what Cameron Andrew definitely wanted. Wessel, vocally calling for it, finds Hankey, blocked and sent back. 2 in a row. For the Blue Jays, now down by just 4. First of 15 here in a shortened set number 5. Potasic, amidst the anxious silence, gets it over. Wire sends it down, overpass. So here comes a second try. Hankey from the near pin. 13-8.
Please welcome Tim Lawrence for initially graduate service.
Ali Corrente. Blair Johnson torches that ball beyond the hand of West. 17th kill for the junior. A sensational performance tonight for her. 2 aces, 4 blocks. She's just second for total kills in this game, just behind Hankey on the other end with 18. Lawrence 2 away. Casey's got to bump it. And they set up wire. It's out. No, it got tipped. Pardon me. Off the fingertips of a Blue Jay up front. You see it there. They either got Cross or Johnson, it looked like. And now Lawrence with match point. Belfield has not heard a bell. It's got to be 4 straight to even force a win by 2 scenario here. And Blair Johnson is in charge of the serve. Gets it over. Is it an ace? Yes, it is. Timeout called by Jeff Van Lannen. Trying to wipe out any idea of momentum. Down the line for Lawrence after this one. Wednesday, they are on the road against UW Stout. Then 3 consecutive home games ranging from October 3rd to 8th. Cornell College, Grinnell College, Ripon College, all MWC play. And then they play at the UW Whitewater Tournament. 4 games in 2 days. And you know who they play? The last game on that Saturday night? The host and #1 in the nation, UW Whitewater. That'll be a tough test. For Elmhurst, it is Illinois Wesleyan come Wednesday. Then a Lakeland University Triangular up in Plymouth, Wisconsin, September 27th. And plenty of CCIW play from then on. Here we go, 14-11. Johnson serves again. It's off the net, and that's how it ends. I guess you could say Jeff Van Lannen with an icing of the server, and it works out. Lawrence comes away with this one. 3 sets to 2, and for Elmhurst, they suffer their 4th 5-set loss of the season and their 4th 5-set appearance. It's one they'll want back. But nonetheless, a great fight in this Invitational. Played 3 matches, went a total of 14 sets. And for Lawrence, who only took 6 sets through the first 2 games, having swept both their opponents, put to the test here on the tail end of a doubleheader, but they come away with it. So we thank you all for joining this broadcast here on CCIW Network, and thank you for your attendance throughout this entire Elmhurst University Invitational. As Lawrence will get on the road, so will we here at Suncom TV. For our producer, Bill Law, my name is Luke Jordan, signing off a final Lawrence 3 sets to 2 over Elmhurst. Thank you.